InshaAllah fi Laylatul Mubarak, in this holy nights of the last Jummah of Ramadan, Jummatul Wada, and this is the night inshaAllah to pray Kaffarah Dhunub and the blessings of 400 years of Salah for anyone who has missed Salah, which we all have missed Salah. And inshaAllah the weekend of the immense realities of Laylatul Qadr and the reality of 2 and 7, Bab al-Rahmah that opens into the heavens for 72 and the gates of paradise and paradise realities, that the Qadr nights, and inshaAllah Allah address us from the immensities of these nights and these realities inshaAllah bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa bi sirri Surat al-Fatiha. Ya Rabbal Alameen. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ati'u Allah, ati'u Rasul wa ulul amri minkum. And always a reminder for myself, ana abdukal ajizu da'eefu miskeen zalim jahal, and but for the grace of Allah that we're still in existence. And alhamdulillah that Allah gave us this immense gift of the holy month of Ramadan as a time to be dressed by realities and to slow our life, recalibrate what is the purpose of our life. As long as our shaitan is chained and we enter into siyam, then this is an immense mercy from Allah, and Allah then put this in our favour to grant us the Qadr nights and the reality of Laylatul Qadr and the reality of energies and power which Allah want to make the servant to be a Qadri and a power student, a servant in which to be dressed by Qaf al-Qur'an al-Majid, that all of Allah's might and majesty and that all of Allah's power is the power of Holy Qur'an. And awliyaullah come into our lives to teach us that if we're asking what is power, it's not the LED lights, it's not electricity, but Allah's uncreated speech in which the Holy Qur'an is to dress the servant with its qudrah. And if there's a book that can revive the dead, it is the Qur'an. Holy Qur'an means every kitab within the Holy Qur'an, every reality within Holy Qur'an. And Allah's holy speech is manifesting from what we call Holy Qur'an. And awliyaullah come into our life and remind us that that gift and that majesty given to the heart and the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad. And while we're all in search of this Qur'an and this power and this qudrah, none will contain it and truly understand it except mutahhireen, those whom wish to purify themselves and those whom Allah has purified. They can read all they want of Furqan and whatever understanding they achieve from right and wrong. And this is why we've described in these 8 months coming to this reality that in our lives the beads of our tasbih, we have to string them together, and the string of the tasbih is the reality of the shaykh. Many people can gather beads all their life, but without the shaykh and the guidance of the shaykh to string it, it becomes the habl, it becomes the rope in which Allah tafarruq, don't separate from this rope of Allah, because it pulls everything of its realities together for the servant and the student of the way. And that the awliya are putting within the hearts of us and all whom are listening and following, that in search of this Qaf, in search of the reality of this qudrah and this power that emanating from where in this universe it emanates, a manzil al Qur'an, that from the soul of Sayyidina Muhammad, this is a gift of the reality that Allah, a hidden treasure wanting to be known. And for those whom take the way of ma'rifah to know that treasure, that Allah is giving, that this Qur'an, this power of Qur'an, they may be reading but they're reading Furqan. Only mutahhireen will truly understand the reality of the Qur'an, and then it brings them to the reality of that Qur'an doesn't open without the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad. As much as they read, the Qur'an is reading them. All of this technology in the last days is to bring us to a greater awareness that the Qur'an reads you, your wallet reads you, your phone reads you, every device coming out in the airport and security place, everything will be reading you, reading us, reading our eyes, reading our bio imprint. These are all signs of the last days in which Allah says, look, your dunya has this, what do you think of my heavens? I'm old technology and you're new technology, or Allah has the greatest technology. Holy Qur'an looks to the servant and reads them, looks into their eyes and can see in their heart their light and love for Sayyidina Muhammad, because only those whom have immense ishq and the love of Prophet then they receive the inspiration of Prophet that clean yourself. Be mutahhireen, mean those whom clean themselves and those whom Allah cleans. And truly Allah loves those whom are clean, clean in heart, clean in action, clean in sincerity, and taking a life of trying to be cleaned. Nobody is perfected because this is only for ma'soomeen, the nabiyeen and the rasools of Allah. Everyone else is trying their best, and those whom on a path in which to try to clean their hearts, then awliya inspiring with them, then move towards manzil Qur'an, the house of the Qur'an. Our life destiny is to that ocean of power, like a waterfall, like an ocean, there's no words to describe it, the words fall short of its reality. In the world of light, what light, this star, that star, where are we making our mirage? When you turn on social media, mashallah, social media is like if you had spiritual vision. See the mass of Muslim people sitting and looking to the stars, and they start screaming, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, because they see some lights and they see a shimmering lights, or they see a light around the moon, or they have some sort of a sign they're looking for to find Laylatul Qadr. And the gift of guidance is overlooked. For those whom are guided, they think it's a second nature, well of course this is the way. No, it's not. You look to social media and you see how people are looking at anything. They say, oh the animals are making sujood, the dew of the sky is coming down, the lights are coming out, they're looking for every possible sign. But when Allah guides the people, He truly guides them, there's no ignorance in what they do, there's no guessing in what they do. And awliyaullah come into our lives and teach, means your whole 8 months and your whole lifetime has been this reality, that you are directing your soul to the presence of Allah's beloved. Why are you directing yourself to the presence of Allah's beloved? Because you find Allah. Allah's nur in heavens and nur on earth. Where is it that people are going to become mujassimiyun, in which they think Allah's sitting there on a chair waving to them, hello, how are you, you have arrived. But Allah says, I'm hidden treasure wanting to be known. I'm nur on heaven and I'm nur on earth. Means then awliya came into our lives and taught us that Allah hid His reality within the lights and the reality of Muhammadun Rasulullah. Because there's no way to travel to La ilaha illallah. In this world of light, when we do it either alive or we do it dead, you're going to enter back into the ocean of Muhammadun Rasulullah. And in the qalb and in the center point of that reality of the Muhammadan light, in which all Nabiyeen, Siddiqeen, Shuhada'i was Saliheen, this is the inner core of that reality, and Allah say, I'm with them, this is the best of company. And you find me within the heart of these lovers, because their lovers are all gathered together to make a qalb, to make a heart of that light. And Allah's might and majesty exists within the heart of that reality. And that reality was created to speak for Allah, and that Divinely speech is the Holy Qur'an. And as a result of the gathering of these souls, they take from the fountain of its ecstasy, the fountain of its qudrah, and this is their whole reality of juzbah. What they have a juzbah with when people are attracted to them? It's the light of that qudrah, it's the light of that Qur'an. When we say Qur'an is a guidance, not only the mushaf, the printed book that some man in a printing machine made, but Allah's non-created Divinely speech that flows from the heart of Allah's Divinely Presence to the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad to the heart of ulul amri, wa ati'ullah ati'ur Rasul ulul amri minkum. And as a result of this flowing power, this is the faiz, the juzbah and the Divinely grace, by whatever way people want to describe it, flowing. These servants whom bask and sit within the reality of that qudrah, they sit in the presence of Nabiyeen, Siddiqeen, Shuhada'i wa Saliheen. This is what we call the Diwan, Diwan al-Anbiya wa Diwan al-Awliya. These are the gatherings and the assembly of the Divinely love. Atish-e-Gul I think we have in one of the Naat al-Sharif. These are the people whom gather within this beatific fire of Divinely love. Ta'aseen tilka ayatul Qur'an. This was the fire in which Sayyidina Musa was seeing its reflection upon the earth. Notice reality, it reflected upon the earth like a portal in which the fire spoke to Nabi Musa, Anna Allah, that enter into this presence, I am Allah. Allah is not a fire but is symbolic that the fire when it spoke, it speaks from Allah's Divinely Presence. Where is that fire located within the heavens? And this is the heart of Muhammadun Rasulullah. There is not Prophet going to speak, but in the Divinely heart when these ashiqeen and muhibbeen they gather within the presence of the heart of Prophet, all Nabiyeen, Siddiqeen, all Shuhada and Saliheen, their souls are gathered in that reality. And the center of that is represented by the Divinely fire, because Allah has no likeness, is a Divinely speech from Allah, and this is the qudrah and might that dresses their souls. From the reality of their souls they take that dress. Wherever they are upon the physical earth is the faiz and emanation of that association, not from earth and not from earthly people. Some people think on earth that they're going to give you a light, but that light only comes from that association and the souls within that association. And only from those souls the lights that they receive, those are the faiz and the emanation and Divinely grace that grace this earth and this creation. And as soon as we sit in the company of these ulul am, those whom are in the association of that flower, association of that Divinely fire, in the association of that Divinely ishq and love and muhabbat, with good character, good representation of Ahlul Hu, that they have hidayat and guidance of Hay, and they carry the secret of wow and wadud. and their life is to emanate this immense divine love of wow and wadud. And when we sit with them, we eat with them, we pray with them, we support them, we accompany them, then we are receiving these lights, these fires and this Laylatul Qadr at all times. Laylatul Qadr is not one night where you take it, you miss it. These are for common people whom 364 days or 330 days because they do Ramadan, they're fast, their life moves too fast. They don't do tafakkur, they don't do qiyam al-layl, they don't do dhikr, they don't do their practices the way Allah intended humanity, because these are the massive people. But the people of tariqah whom Allah guides to reality, every day is a Laylatul Qadr for them, because they take from their shaykh's teachings, they take from the shaykh's associations, they do the awrads and wazifas and etiquettes of their shaykhs, means they're in a continuous connection to the shaykh. So there's a steady stream of power always dressing them. Those whom have no shaykh, as if they live out in the countryside with no electricity and no power, and every now and then a lightning comes and they see some sort of light and they're astonished. Those whom Allah has hardwired them. Allah when we're talking about guidance, what is guidance? Not that you be guided by yourself, there is no guidance by self because there is nobody with themselves, anyone by themselves is with shaitan. Guidance is when Allah sends you to the guides. As a result, these guides are like wires from heaven, cables from heavens, and as a result of being in their association, their company and their presence, this steady flow of qudra is continuously dressing upon their souls. They give to you to have the love of Sayyidina Muhammad so that you will send your soul into his holy presence. This is not away from the brain but this is away from the heart. When they develop this sense of ishq and muhabbat and love for Prophet it becomes to the depth of the soul, and the soul is like a ship that knows its way home. As soon as the soul catches that love, it knows that it has to be in the presence of Prophet with their wazifas, their awrads, the etiquettes they give you. They say, make salawats, keep saying, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad, and all the different types of salawats that they give. By making these durood, your soul is in a continuous presence of Prophet, continuous fires and energies and lights of Sayyidina Muhammad to be dressed by these blessings. So when 365 days a year they do these practices, they do their awrads, they do their zikrs. Then when Allah is granting from Laylatul Qadr because of the blessings of the holy month of Ramadan, then we see what an immense gift Allah has given to us. That whatever nights we think these nights are, and every night of the last 10 nights or on the 26th night and then the 29th night, is what do we do? The same thing we have always done, is that we make our tafakkur, we make our contemplation. We ask that Allah let our soul to be at Rawza Sharif in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad. Anybody who doesn't know Rawza Sharif means that you ask for Masjid al-Nabawi on Google, look at the holy resting place of the Prophet of Islam Sayyidina Muhammad. Visualize your soul to be there, visualize yourself with your shaykh to be there, and then you begin your durood al-sharif. That I'm a lowly one and I'm a dirty one and I'm a no one, I'm a nothing, but I'm asking, Ya Rabbi, that grant me from this rahmah. In the presence of the rahmatan lil alameen, let my soul to be in that presence and to receive the lights and the blessings and the dressings of these holy nights. Although I'm not worth any of these dressings, not because my deeds and actions guarantee me something, but I'm only coming to the door of mercy. For the sake of Your mercy Ya Rabbi, just to dress me from these lights. I don't expect to see anything because it's not Disneyland for me. I don't expect to feel anything, Ya Rabbi, it's not an amusement park for me. I'm only sitting here as a lowly servant, as a dirty servant making my salawat. And I play my salawat and durood al-sharif on my speakers and on my phone or however people want to play their salawats, and they sit and meditate making their salawat, making the durood and asking and talking to the presence of Prophet that dress me from Your lights, dress me from Your beauty, dress me from the secrets of Holy Qur'an, doing their durood al-sharif, doing their durood al-sharif until they feel the exhaustion and tiredness and they begin to rest. And this is the immense realities of Laylatul Qadr in which Allah has guided and dressed you, and all year round you've been dressed by these lights. And if you're able and you begin to feel within your heart the power of your durood, the power of your salawats, the power of your actions, means your heart is opening in its sincerity. As it becomes more sincere and Allah finds sincerity in the actions and the character of the servant, mutahhireen, then Allah sends more fires and more energies. But that is our Laylatul Qadr. Layl is our entire life. The take away of Layl means take the way of annihilation. To live every day like it's a night in which you annihilate yourself from everything. That, Ya Rabbi, whatever is in this dunya, whatever I have from this dunya is not in my heart. And that nothing is compared to Your ishq and Your love and the love of Sayyidina Muhammad and keep me in the company of those whom You love, of Nabiyeen, Siddiqeen, Shuhada'i wa Saliheen. And their whole life becomes a state of fana and effacement. That they exist, they work, they do everything, they take care of family, they take care of their rizq, but in their heart it's for Allah, for the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad, and they become the servants of Layl in which they function but they're not so functioning. They're not like the hayat ad-dunya that's so active, so wanting to conquer the world, wanting to conquer everything. They conquer for the sake of Allah. They want to exist for the sake of making Allah to be happy with them. If there's deeds that they have to accomplish, if there's actions they have to accomplish, if there are peoples that they have to help, then Allah grant them a himmah and a health in which to achieve what Allah has asked of them to achieve and written for them to achieve. And this becomes the existence of their life on this earth. In our lives is expect nothing and you be happy with everything that Allah sends. If our life puts conditions and say, no, I'm expecting this, I'm expecting this type of vision, this type of experience, then you'll always be disappointed in life. But when you expect nothing, Allah dresses you with beatific gifts of grace in which every minute and every moment something opens, an experience opens, things in life open, and you subhanAllah that Allah has graciously surprised us. And as a result this is a beatific life for this life and the hereafter. We pray that Allah grant us this love of Prophet, excuse us of our wrongs and dress us from His immense rahmah and mercy. For the door of Sayyidina Muhammad is rahmatan lil alameen. If there's any door of mercy, there is no greater door than the mercy of Sayyidina Muhammad. On these holy nights, tonight, tomorrow night, every night to the end of Ramadan, is to sit in an area, listen to our salawats and make durood al-sharif and salawat upon Sayyidina Muhammad. And this is the dhikrullahi akbar, this is the greatest dhikr of Allah is the durood and salawat upon Sayyidina Muhammad. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. بحرمة محمد المصطفى وبسير سورة الفاتحة. Ya Rasul Kareem. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. Inshallah, if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below, the programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans: Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also, be so kind as to leave loving comments and please share the stream. Every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.